Hey, 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 you beautiful twin flames, and welcome back to Tarot for You 444. I don't know, I'm kind of happy today. I'm kind of really, really happy. And look who, look who, look who's here with me. Can you guess who it is? Wow, are they eyebrows? Those eyebrows are a long way. I'm not judging, but those eyebrows are a long way away from the eyes. Look, imagine my eyebrows are up there. This is Good Luck Care Bear, and he's here to give you all a hug today. Ready? He might get a little bit too close to the screen, but Spoggy's also here, and Spoggy is an alien from another planet. And we don't know where Spoggy's from because, will he tell me today? He's not going to tell me, I don't think. Okay, so we're going to have a little song before we start, and then we're going to get into some really important twin flame concept stuff that I want you to understand today. And I'll be using Good Luck Care Bear, and I'll be using Spoggy today to help me with the concept video. And we might even do a little quick check-in with the Divine Masculine, because I know many of you want to do that. So let me put my glasses on so I look like I'm from the 80s. And we're going to start singing. Ready? I don't know if you know this one because I'm old. Good morning, starshine. The earth says hello. You twinkle above us. We twinkle below. Good morning, starshine. The earth says hello. La 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 la. I don't know those words. An early morning singing song. And then I want to go. If you want to know if he loves you so, it's in his kiss. That's where it is. Oh yeah. Is it in his arms? We're going to make up the words. Oh no, that's just his muscles. Is it his warm embrace? Oh no, that's just his charms. If you wanna know if he loves you so, it's in his kiss. That's where it is. Oh yeah. Remember that? The Shoop Shoop song. Wow, that's an oldie but a goodie. So the reason I'm singing, even though I'm singing badly, is because I want you to come into the space of being in your joy, okay? So remember, no stalking people called that. Don't go stalking people with that first name. I want you to have joy from within inside yourself, right? And if that means you have to draw a love heart on your derriere, as we might say in Australia, on your butt, then do that. I don't know, maybe it's a tattoo. Maybe it's a Care Bear tattoo. Maybe he's a bad boy and we just didn't know it. Oh dear. Alrighty. So if you haven't got a cuppa yet, pause the video. Go and get your cuppa. It's a little bit hot. That's okay. We're glass half full here at the channel. Yesterday, I just want to bring up yesterday. All my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as if they're here to not stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly, I'm not half the bear I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Why she had to go, I don't know. She wouldn't say. You're a girl for this. I said something wrong, now I long for yesterday. Suddenly, oh, we've done that bit. All right, I'll get into the video, sorry. But yesterday was poignant because I did mention that for 15% of you, your divine masculine had another person on social media, and then 5% more, so 15% could be talking to other people online, and then for 5% of you, I mentioned that your divine masculine could actually be having a physical relationship in the 3D with someone. So if that upsets you, and if that resonates with your situation today, I want to tell you not to worry. Okay, I'm writing that down. Okay, so all of your circumstances in your 3D reality really, really don't matter. And I want to talk today about congruence. I want to talk today about being congruent with who you are. Okay, so don't worry about circumstances in the 3D reality, because if you, divine feminine and or masculine, whoever's watching this today, have congruence, then you are on the right path. Okay, so I'm going to talk about congruence, and then I'm going to talk about joy, because I'm always singing that song, joyful, joyful Lord, we adore you, God of glory, God of light. Hearts unfold like flowers before you. By the way, what have you done for him lately? You know? Ooh, yeah. I'm going to have to get myself a habit and be in like a Sister Act show, you know? That'll be cool. So let's get a little bit serious now. I may do songs halfway in between. I can't promise you that I won't. I may do bad drawings, but congruence is something I really want you to understand, because when we are congruent, okay, we understand, or we come to understand, that we need things, okay? So we understand that in the 3D reality, we need things, okay? So the obvious things would be, we need shelter, we need food, we need water, and this would go into that Maslow's theory of needs. I think it's Maslow who talked about, you know, the psychological need for these things. So we need shelter, food, and water. And some people in the world don't have those basic needs. Okay, but when we go further into, you know, after we've got shelter, food, and water, right, we also, and I think love was the other one, don't quote me on that, but when we have those things in our lives, then we can start being or having more depth inside of ourselves, and we can understand that we might need other things like, you know, great conversation, or a meditation, you know, each day, or a, you know, we might want to go for a walk, or we might want to help people, or we might want to, you know, have some kind of goal or aim to our lives. Okay, so they're down the bottom there. So we might want to have conversations with people that we like. Don't have conversations with people you don't like, because there's no point to that. Okay, we might want to help others, maybe do some charity work. We might want to do meditation. We might want to have a goal or an aim that we're striving for. Okay, we could keep writing on the page. You know, you might have a project that you want to do. You might have a business idea. You might have a vacation idea. You might have, you know, goals and dreams and aspirations that come to mind. Okay, and I want to bring the military up for a moment, okay, because many moons ago, I was in the military, and I can tell you that it was a real big wake-up call for me, because at that time, I was a real sweetie. I mean, of course I still am, aren't I, Care Bear? But when I joined and was in the military, I realized that my life wasn't my own anymore, and that I'd literally given my rights over, and what they said I had to do it, right? So if they said I had to run 1 kilometer, I had to run 1 kilometer. If they said I had to, get down and give them push-ups, I had to do that. If they said I needed to go and work in that particular department, I had to go and do that. So I'm talking about military training here. Now, the beauty of being not in the military is that you can have more dreams and goals and aspirations, because your life isn't being controlled by something else. And many of you are in this state of, I have to do ... Okay, I have to do the dishes. I have to do the laundry. I have to make sure my kids are picked up from school. I have to make sure I do X, Y, and Z for my partner. I have to make sure whatever it is. Okay. So in the military, as the example, you literally do have to, because if you don't, you can go to military prison, right? So, which I know many people don't know that, but if you are what they would say, insubordinate, say that 3 times fast. If you're insubordinate in the Army, Navy, or Air Force, they will, put you in jail, because you've made a promise and you've signed your life away that you're going to do these things, unless you get sick, right? So when many of you say, I have to do this, this, and this, and this is what's stopping me from doing this and this and this, I actually want you to come into a little bit of a military mindset, because many times in the military, when I was told that I had to do X, Y, Z, and it was more a sheet like A to Z in one day, I used to think that it wasn't possible. I used to think that it was impossible, because, in my civilian mind, I was like, well, there's only so many hours in a day, and if I've got to study that and make sure I've, cleaned my clothes, and make sure I, get to, they call it the mess, where you eat, on time, and make sure I'm, at those classes and doing all of this stuff, all while being yelled at, mind you, it was a lot of pressure. It's like a pressure cooker, and you kind of step out of that joyful mode and go, you're in survival mode, because you have to be. You're in survival mode because at any given time, someone can come in and say, whatever your last name is, they use your last name first, and they say, Smith. I'm just using that as an example. Smith. And we would say, yes, Corporal. Right? Get over here now, Smith. Why is your bed not completely tucked away? Right? That kind of thing. So when you have a little bit of a military mindset, you can start getting things done and start understanding that maybe you could assign your life to these kinds of things. I have to do these things. I have to get up in the morning and brush my teeth. I have to eat 3 times a day. I have to eat at least 3 times a day, right? So you've got the have to do things. And then you've got your dream things. Okay? The things that you aspire to do. Okay? Your aspirations. And then we've got, what you're expected to do by society. You're expected to have a job. You're expected to look after your kids. You're, expected to, I don't know, maybe you call a friend on a certain day. There's some expectations that happen here. And in the last segment here, it's like a big question mark. And this is what everyone's trying to find out what to do. And this is the segment that I'm really good at working out. Okay, so you know that you are expected to do certain things. If you're in a marriage, or if you're a mum or a dad, or if you are in a family that, you know, expects certain things from you in a, you know, religious kind of way or a cultural kind of way, you know, you'll know that there are expectations on you. You also know that you have to do certain things every day. Maybe you get up, you brush your teeth, you have a shower. Maybe it's your job to prepare the meals for the day, etc., etc. So we have these categories going on. And then we've got dream things or aspirations. And sometimes people put these on the back burner because they have so many of these other things to do. Okay. Now this is definitely related to the twin flame journey, because that question mark there are the blocks that you have that come in, you know, come in the way of your expectations and your have to do's and your dreams. So you might say, well, you know, my dream is to go to the Bahamas next year, but there's no way I would have enough money. So we would say, well, that's a block to union to you getting to the Bahamas. Okay. You might say, well, I've always wanted to be a ballet dancer, but I work from 9 to 5, 5 days a week, and there's no ballet school in my place. So we might have a block that's a location problem. Okay. You might say, with regards to your twin flame, well, my twin flame is in a connection with someone else. So then we could draw the triangle and say, well, that's a third party solution in the way. A third party solution. If you're polyamorous, that could be a solution. But I mean, third party situation. My gosh. Okay. So most of you are dealing with all of these blocks in every moment of every day. And this is what I specialize in. And congruence is important because I want you to understand that all of the things that you need are possible. And I know this because I've come from a really, 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 really poor family when I was little. And I've done so many things in my life that I've been able to get over these blocks. So most of the blocks are coming from the mind, and the subconscious mind will tell you that, you know, there'll be that little niggling thing, you know, maybe I'm too fat to wear that dress, right? Or I'm too anxious to do that speech. You know what I mean? So there's all these blocks that come in the way of what you want to do. Okay, maybe it's a health condition, maybe it's a location problem, maybe it's a money problem, maybe it's a third party solution, not solution, third party problem. Okay, and what happens usually at this point is that you say to people, don't worry, be happy, right? So let's just say, for an example, that Care Bear has a dream to meet his twin flame. And Spoggy, just for this instance, is going to be the twin flame. But Spoggy is completely ignoring Care Bear, right? So what's going to happen is that this part of the twin flame journey is a really difficult one, because Care Bear is in love with Spoggy, and Spoggy is completely ignoring. In fact, maybe haven't heard from Spoggy for 3 months. For some of you, it might be 3 days, 3 weeks. You know, it can be 3 decades for some people. And so what happens then is we've got a choice. My cup of tea right now is half full. And we've got a choice now to say, well, everything is working out for me, or everything's not working out for me. And because the 3D situation isn't occurring as an outcome that's in Care Bear's dreams, remember we had a dream, an aspiration, which is what most of you have with your twin flame journey. You have a dream. I have a dream. You have a dream to be with your twin flame. And when it doesn't happen, sometimes this can trigger the dark night of the soul, or even worse, it can have health consequences. It can have mental health consequences, and much, much more, as many of you already know. Emotionally, it can drain you. Physically, it can drain you, and spiritually too. So I'm all about teaching that no matter what your twin flame is doing over here, even if they're ignoring you or not speaking to you or not coming back in some kind of way, that doesn't mean that you can't be congruent in your life. That doesn't mean that you can't give yourself what you need. That means that you can still have conversations with great people. You can still maybe start a charity and help people. You can still meditate and pray. You can go for walks. You can meet some of your goals and aims. You could start a business project, an idea. You could plan a vacation. But you must remain in your joy, as opposed to being bitter, which is what usually happens because of the non-outcome. I don't know if that's a word, non-outcome in the 3D. So when we don't get our expectations met in the 3D, sometimes we can become really bitter. And statements like that some people say, you know, might be that nothing ever works out for them, that no matter how hard they try or how hard they ignore their twin, they never come back anyway. And, you know, they never text, they never call, they never show up in the way I want them to. You know, they had the opportunity to say happy birthday to me and they didn't, etc., etc. So let's flip it around and understand and have the understanding that, I've done this before, your twin flame is you in a spiritual sense. Okay, so if your twin flame is you, there is actually no separation going on except the illusion of it in the 3D. So let me say that again. There is no separation going on except for the illusion of it in the 3D world. All right? So although physically your twin flame may be over there and you are over here, spiritually speaking, you are already one. You already have the same soul. They already reside in your heart. Okay? So this is why we have to be in our joy and be heart-based. How do you fall in love with your twin? It's actually not anything to do with the 3D world and saying hi, you know, and having a really great time in 3D land. It's actually all about energy. So if Care Bear was to worry about what's going on inside of him, as in he wants to make himself happy from within himself by doing those projects, by being congruent in his own life, by feeling happy, you know, maybe going to the beach for a swim, or maybe cooking those, you know, pastries that he's always wanted to cook. I know you don't like cooking like me, I know. But let's just say, right? Maybe he has a hobby. Maybe he plays golf. Okay, he doesn't play golf. Right. You know what I mean? So when you fill yourself up with these pleasantries, with these beautiful things that you need in the 3D, you can use the things in the 3D to enjoy. So you can enjoy the beach, you can enjoy cooking, you can enjoy a craft, you can enjoy speaking to that best friend, you can enjoy planning a holiday, you can enjoy making money, you can enjoy all of these things. And then you are happy from within inside of you. So I feel like I need to have Sunshine Bear, you know, like the rainbow, the one with the rainbow, I think, is it? Oh no, that would be, I don't know, Rainbow Bear. I don't know what the other ones are called. This one's always been my favorite. So whatever Care Bear you choose to be for the day, I want you to have congruence. So even though there are things that you're expected to do and that you have to do, your dreams and your aspirations, if you kind of militarize these things and go, well, you know I have to do the laundry, and I know I have to do the dishes, and I know I have to do the, you know, put the garbage out, but for the rest of the time I'm working on these dream things, including my twin flame union, which would mean working on the self, then you can have congruence. So if people in your life are not showing up for you in the way that you want, you can ignore that 3D outcome and say, you know, I need something better than that. Why would I entertain talking to people who don't have my best interests at heart? You know, in the movie Grease, and at the end, you've got John Travolta, and he's like, I got chills, they're multiplying, and I'm losing control of the power you're supplying. It's electrifying. Ready? Electrifying. And then she's going, you better shape up, ooh, 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 'cause I need a man who can keep me satisfied. Better shape up. You better understand. I don't know what the words are. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And then he's like, and I'm sure down deep inside, you're the one that I want. Do-do-do. Ooh, 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 honey. Now, why is this important, this song? Why is this song important? Because the guy for you or the woman for you, my throat chakra is going crazy because a lot of the divine masculines need to say, you're the one that I want, to many of you. But it's the divine masculine realizing that you are the one that I want. But he comes to this realization because you are joyful, joyful, right? You're in your joy. You are doing your thing, and not in a bitter way, not in a, you know, not in a whatever, I don't need men anymore. That sounded very British, didn't it? Whatever, whatever. So you don't want to be a bitch or a bastard, depending on your gender, right? Don't worry about gender. You don't want to be like, you know, F my twin flame. They never show up anyway. They can go, you know, they can head for the hills. Because that's actually a chasing energy. Because you're still thinking about them and sending them energy, right? Let's just imagine there's energy. You know, imagine I could take my cup of tea water out of here and go zoom with the energy, right? He never shows up for me. Let's just say. Okay? Now, see my throat chakra? Because I can't really say this thing. He never shows up for me. And then, you know, imagine there's a whole heap of tea and it splashes on this guy's face. And he's just like, I'm miserable. My twin flame doesn't love me anymore. And that's actually because the twin flame over here is sending this shitty energy, right? Many of you forget that because you can't see energy, this type of energy, that it's not there. But the truth of it is that energy is everywhere. and energy is happening all of the time. And it's why when you talk to someone that you don't like, maybe a telemarketer calls up and you don't like their energy, or you know, you get a letter in the mail and you go, oh, I don't want to open that. You know, everything has energy. You know, even your clothes have energy. Even your cup of tea has energy. So when you do beautiful things that have beautiful energy, like meditation and prayer and going out into nature, and, you know, feeling happy when you do tasks, even though you might not want to do them, even though they might be expected to be done or have to be done, you could still be daydreaming about all of those wonderful things. So you need to have congruence in your life. You need to understand that you have to have boundaries with people, and you have to also understand that you live and reside in a human body for now, and you need shelter, you need food, you need water, and you need love. If your twin flame isn't bringing you the love right now, you need to gift it to yourself, right? So Care Bear might go and play golf. Care Bear might have a long bath. Care Bear might come and talk to me and we have a cuddle, right? We might, you know, we might chill and watch Netflix, but not in that way, you know, right? So you need to create a life of joy for yourself. And when you do that and you're in your heart space, as opposed to being bitter, like not F you, I'm going to play golf, not like that. But when you do it in a beautiful way, and when you say, you know, I'm going to have a happy day today, that might be the first statement that you wake up and do, right? Let's just do this as an example. I'm going to have a beautiful day today. I'm going to treat myself to a long bath. I feel so happy with inside of myself. I'm an amazing person. I know there's some things I need to work on, and I'm going to really try and do that. Ping, right? There's the message from the twin flame. Hey, how are you? Oh, I'm really good, thank you. How are you? Right? And then the conversation begins in the 3D reality. But if you don't have congruence and push yourself to have some goals and dreams and aspirations, and live a life of half glass full rather than half glass empty, joy as opposed to bitterness, then your twin flame will actually be repelled by you. Okay? Repelled by you. And the other rule here is, if you are constantly wondering about them in the 3D reality, what are they doing? Who are they talking with? What are they, you know, when do they work? Let's stalk their YouTube channel or their TikTok or their, you know, you're on here. This is Care Bear online on social media, looking at all the stuff that that Spoggy's been doing. He has been a busy girl. You're a girl in this, are you? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Gender doesn't matter, right? So instead of Care Bear looking and searching online, or maybe if they don't live too far away, maybe he drives past Spoggy's house and is, you know, like looking in the windows, stalking. As he does that, he comes away from his own heart space and he resides in the 3D reality. And by residing in the 3D reality in his mind, right? His mind is going crazy. You know, oh, what's in his house? Does he have a girlfriend? Or a boyfriend, or a Spoggy friend? Right? By worrying about what's happening to the other counterpart in the 3D, you disconnect from the heart space, and the attraction comes from the heart space. Okay? So this is where I say, if you haven't done my twin flame system yet, or if you feel like you need some counseling on how to better bring your twin flame into you, or if you're not sure if your twin flame is your twin flame, or if you want a psychic reading where I can tell you your future, which I do quite often, I can tell you your next best steps. So if you do want to do that, let me know via email, and I will really do my best to get you in as quick as I can. Like the other day, I had a client who messaged me, and I had a few hours spare, so we did it immediately. So sometimes, depending on time zones, I might be able to slot you in. Okay, many of you have got divine masculines who are beginning to be interested in other people. And this is where you really, really need to do something about it now before, before A, they get married, or B, they, block you forever, or C, they, we could have a million different scenarios. But if you really do want to come into union with your twin flame in a physical way, I mean, the journey's fun, but most of you are here and watching my channel because you want to come, into union. I want you just to remember for today that you are never separate from one another. Okay, I want you to have clarity on that. Your twin flame is you. And if you've ever experienced, an in-person communication with your twin, or even a video call with your twin, and you look in one another's eyes, you will see yourself in the other person. You'll be like, wow, that's just another version of me on this earth plane. That person is me in another body, and it's crazy. It's crazy, synchronistically crazy. So you're always together spiritually, right? We'll put them up here. That's the spiritual realm. In 5D, you're always together, right? But when you let the mind come into it, and you don't have congruence, and you be bitter, right? Your twin flame will go the other way. When you come into your joy and start really taking care of yourself, can you see what's happening? And that that 5D union that's already here. Oh wow, he's got love hearts down here. That 5D union that's already happening spiritually has no other choice but to come into 3D union as well. But it's a huge journey, and there are many blocks, which I was talking about here. You've already got blocks in your normal everyday 3D life. But if you want to know how to get through the blocks with your twin flame and actually come into union, that's what I specialize in doing. Okay? Whew. Okay, so I've talked about congruence today, and I've talked about having joy, being joyful instead of being bitter. Okay? Just a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down, the medicine go down, the medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down in the most delightful way. Do you remember that from Mary Poppins? So the kids didn't want to have their medicine. I'm not big on Western medicine, by the way, but the kids didn't want to, depending, right? That's caveat, I've also got a, health course that I do if you're interested in that. But what we need to understand here is that if you're consistently seeing this cup of tea as being, I'm going to spill it everywhere, half empty, then you will be creating a half empty life. If you can see this as half full, then you're going to have a joyful life. And whoever comes into your life while you're creating this life of joy for yourself, whether that's your twin flame or not, is going to be attracted to your energy. So it's the energy that's the same. You're trying to attract your most joyous self back to you in the 3D reality, right? So if you're bitter, you will not see your twin flame. Your twin flame will be repelled by you energetically, magnetically, however you want to say that. Okay? But when you're joyful, joyful, Care Bear, we adore you. We love your green heart-based nose. Spoggy wants to come and spend time with you because you're in your very most joyful state. Ooh, 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 yeah, right? So this is, your twin flame journey is kind of like a Care Bear movie. Can you be the Care Bear of your life? Wow, I did spill tea everywhere. Wow, okay. See? And I could go, oh, for fuck's sake, I've spilt tea everywhere. In a really Australian accent. Oh, for fuck's sake, I spilt tea everywhere, darling. Right? Or, I spilt tea everywhere. That means that joy is coming for the rest of my day. La 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 la. Just a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. The medicine go down. The medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down in the most delightful way. Ooh, I don't want to mess you up. Okay. If you want to get in contact with me, because I'm just back from my holidays, I have a few spare spaces. So do that as soon as you can. My courses are all available in modules, which means you can pay them as you go. You don't have to pay for the whole thing. And if you don't know what you need, just get in contact with me. I'm now doing amazing, I always have to put this other earphone in, amazing counseling services over, I usually use WhatsApp or Messenger, and you can actually talk to me and go, why is my twin flame being such a penis head or a vagina head, depending on the gender? You know what I mean, right? So if you need to talk to me, I can tell you what's going on with you now. I can tell you what's going on in the near future, and I can also predict, because I'm a psychic medium, I can predict your future progression. In fact, I am seeing a lot of twin flames coming into union soon, and it's very, very exciting. So maybe you're one of those. If you think you are, get in contact with me, and I would wish you a beautiful day, night, afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are in the world. Care Bear and Spoggy are sending you love and rainbows, and of course they are they're best of friends. And here at the channel, we like to promote joy, okay? So should we do it one more time before we go? Ready? Joyful, joyful Lord, we adore you. God of glory, God of light. Hearts unfold like flowers before you. By the way, what have you done for him lately? Ooh, 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 yeah. What have you done for him lately? Ooh, 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 yeah. And if you don't believe in God, that's okay. Whoever you believe in, you might believe in the angels, you might believe in the universe, you might believe in yourself, and that is all I need you to do, okay? Have a beautiful rest of your day, night, afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are in the world. And if you need help with your life, if you need help rearranging your life so that you can have congruence and live a life of joy, please be sure to get in contact with me at my Gmail address, and I'll do my very best to help you. Mwah. I'm sending you rainbows, unicorns, and cups of tea that never run out or go cold. Wow, that'll be cool. And I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone. Bye.